For 2023, we have a brand new generation Super Duty from Ford, fully redesigned outside and in, of course. We have more power, we have more payload, we have more towing capability, we have more tech. It's just extra everything.
What weighs nearly 3 tons, measures 22 feet long, can tow up to 40,000 pounds, and is powered by Godzilla? The all-new 2023 Ford Super Duty, that's what, a true monster. The latest 5th generation Super Duty is an insanely powerful, tech-laden, physics-defying feat of a heavy-duty pickup truck. The list of what's new looks like a gearhead's fever dream. Real-time payload scales, a new high-output turbo diesel that's the most powerful in all the land, an onboard generator, towing wizardry up the wazoo, and on till the break of dawn even. So, the gearheads here at the Empty Garage felt a deep dive into some of the most fascinating new systems on the latest Super Duty was necessary. There's so much to cover in the new Super Duty that it's hard to pick a starting point, but Godzilla seems like a good spot. Ford has a reputation for memorable powertrain nicknames like the Coyote 5.0 V8 found across its present lineup, or the Terminator that powered the mighty Mustang SVT Cobra of the early aughts. These are excellent names, no doubt, but it's hard to beat Godzilla when it comes to powertrain naming. Arriving just a few years back, the original Godzilla is a hulking 7.3-liter V8 found under the hood of Ford's F-250 and 350 Super Duties. For 2023, Godzilla is back with a revised air intake and forged steel crankshaft to put down 430 horsepower and 485 pound-feet of torque. There's also a new baby Godzilla motor, our name, not Ford's, that starts with a 7.3 mil and shortens the stroke to displace 6.8 liters. It's still a big old V8 that's capable of 405 horses and 445 pound-feet of twist. But remember our earlier comment about how the 2023 Ford Super Duty can defy physics? To explain such a statement, let us turn our attention to the Power Stroke department. Blue Oval fans are already aware of the 6.7-liter turbo diesel V8, or Power Stroke in Ford speak, that used to be the biggest, baddest lump of power production in all of Detroit. And it's still an epic display of engineering with an electrically actuated variable geometry turbocharger, a 36,000 psi fuel injection system, and forged steel pistons that enable a staggering 1,050 torques to go with 475 horsepower. That is a kind of power that turns grown men into slobbering fools with visions of four-wheeled burnouts and ludicrous stunt-pulling stunts. But wait, there's more. The piece de la resistance of the 2023 Ford Super Duty is an all-new, high-output variant of the already amazing 6.7-liter Power Stroke V8. Upgraded with a liquid-cooled turbine housing, cast stainless steel exhaust headers, and a compact graphite iron block, this brute is rated for a truly awesome 500 horsepower and 1,200 pound-feet of twist. We don't know about you, but this is the kind of Ford engineering that has us here at the Empty Garage racing to the nearest dealership to find out what sort of begging and borrowing and stealing is required to put one of these in the driveway. And to finally clarify our claim that the latest Super Duty can defy physics, Car and Driver piloted a 2023 F-250 to 60 miles an hour from a standstill in just 5.5 seconds using this powertrain. It shouldn't be possible for anything weighing in the neighborhood of 4 tons to do this, but the new Super Duty can. Okay, you might be saying, burning rubber is neat and a whole lot of fun, but what about those of us who actually use our Ford F-250s and 350s like, for real, actual work? Well, as a famous philosopher once said, with great power comes great capability. How about 40,000 pounds of towing capacity? That's simply an outrageous figure, but with a gooseneck setup, the 2023 Super Duty can handle it. More of a conventional towing kind of guy? How's a max rating of 30,000 pounds sound? I mean, that's a whole lot of trailering. While we're on the topic of towing, a few notes on the impressive roster of new technology that Ford employs with the 2023 Super Duty. One of the coolest has to be the onboard scales and smart hitch system. Using sensors mounted to the suspension, this tech provides real-time cargo weight and trailer tongue weight distribution on the central touchscreens and Ford Pass app. And it accounts for the max ratings of your particular truck. A nifty little sub-feature is the smart tail lamps. A vertical LED indicator strip within the taillight fills up as the weight increases, so you can keep an eye on it while you're loading. Or how about the new Pro Trailer Hitch Assist technology? Not to be confused with Pro Trailer Backup Assist, which enables backing up a trailer using a dash-mounted knob. This latest system lets the computer do the hard work. Using machine learning and vision from the backup camera and rear corner radar sensors, Pro Trailer Hitch Assist only requires that you press and hold a button on the dash. From there, the system manages throttle, braking, and steering to line up the hitch with the trailer coupler. Is it wrong to say we want to test this with our eyes closed? Do you like to back up your Super Duty with the tailgate down, but don't like crashing into the trailer or loading dock? Ford now offers a setup of cameras and sensors within the top of the Super Duty tailgate to give you a visual display of what's back there, along with audible cues indicating you need to take it easy on the gas. One last nifty new item on the Towing Tech roster is trailer navigation. This system identifies a route to your destination based on what you're towing to take the guesswork out of avoiding low bridges, narrow roads, and tricky turns. An interesting new Super Duty option that is both a hit and a miss in the same breath is the Pro Power Onboard Generator. It's a hit because it delivers access to household-style 110-volt power outlets in the cabin and the cargo bed, but it's a miss because it comes in at just 2 kilowatts of capacity. True, this is enough to power everything from a miter saw on the job site to a movie projector at the campsite, but the light-duty F-150 offers a 7.2 kilowatt Pro Power onboard unit that adds a 30-amp circuit with a 240-volt power outlet for serious exportable power needs. It requires the optional hybrid powertrain and its big battery pack, something the Super Duty does not offer, yet. Before we go any further, would you do us a solid and click that subscribe button? This is our very first production at the Empty Garage, and we hope our enthusiasm for all things automotive is shining through. Our goal is to nerd out on the coolest new vehicular design, technology, and engineering, and share it with you. By subscribing, you'll know when our latest and greatest videos hit the virtual YouTube shelf. So let's see, we've covered Godzilla and his output-crazed powertrain brethren, the bonkers level of towing tech and capacity, and the newfound ability to hit the campsite with the biggest rig in history and power an outdoor movie party. But what if getting to that campsite is more of an over-the-hills and through-the-woods affair than your basic KOA pull-through? For this particular scenario, Ford calls the trimmer up for Super Duty. Duty. Quick sidebar. We hereby petition Ford to sell a Godzilla trimmer package with associated wild body graphics. But seriously, the Super Duty trimmer is an off-road monster. It adds a lifted suspension with special 1.7-inch twin-tube rear dampeners, a Dana front axle with a limited slip differential, and axle vent tubes helps with the ability to ford up to 33 inches of water. The 10.5-inch ground clearance and 35-inch Goodyear all-terrain rubber help too. In trimmer spec, the new Super Duty also has special drive systems to make rambling over the roughest stuff that much easier. Trail Control, which debuted in the Raptor, operates like low-speed cruise control by managing throttle and braking in challenging terrain so you can stay focused on steering your shiny new Super Duty safely across the best path. In rock crawl mode, which has a crawl ratio of between 44:1 and 53:1 depending on engine, the locking diff is engaged, throttle response is modulated, and the transmission shift points are adjusted to provide finely tuned control over obstacles. It's hard to imagine a 22-foot, 8,000-pound land barge carefully crawling over anything, but such is the power of the Super Duty. Granted, this content was offered previously on the Super Duty, but the 2023 model in trimmer spec now brings Trail Turn Assist to the table, or is it to the trail? This slick system applies the brakes to the inside rear tire in order to dramatically reduce the turning circle. Pretty handy on a tight path when behind the wheel of such a mammoth machine. And if that path starts to head downhill, channel your inner big rig driver and engage the engine exhaust brake. Only available on Power Stroke motors, this feature restricts exhaust flow through the turbocharger to generate back pressure and slow everything down. For anyone who has experienced the dreaded brake fade on mountainous roads while hauling a load, this friend of brake linings everywhere is a priceless feature. Considering this staggering display of heavy-duty pickup truck capability, it's not surprising that Ford truck owners are a loyal bunch. They've helped the F-Series maintain its title as the best-selling vehicle in America for over 4 decades. Naturally, Ford would want to reward such loyalty. To do so, the Blue Oval showers the Super Duty with all manner of decadent amenities for those willing to plunk down the big bucks. In no particular order, Here are just a few available features that make the 2023 Super Duty even more impressive. Heated, ventilated, and massaging front seats, power deployable running boards, dual 12-inch screens, one for the gauge cluster and one for the infotainment, twin-panel sunroofs, a Bang & Olufsen audio system with 18 thundering speakers, max reclined seats to encourage serious cat naps, a power-operated tailgate, look ma, no hands, 5G connectivity, blind spot monitoring that covers gooseneck trailers, a full-colored heads-up display, and adaptive cruise control. The list just goes on and on. But the point is, Ford knocked it out of the park with the 2023 Super Duty, and we want one. That wraps up this episode of Empty Garage. We hope you liked it. Please be sure to subscribe and follow along on our upcoming automotive adventures.